and welcome, Lumberjack fans. I believe we are on. I was a little bit late getting on the air this afternoon, but we have our first broadcast of the 2025 baseball season, and it's going to feature your St. Mary's Lumberjacks against the Postfalls JV. Both coaches are out with the umpires right now at home plate, going over some ground rules, and we're just about ready to get this game underway. Second game of the season for the Lumberjack boys. They played up in Postfalls last week, I believe it was, of course, and they came up short in that game. Got a young baseball squad for the Lumberjacks here this year, and going to expect to see some growth and some good things out of them as we go through the season. Current weather, 41 degrees, partly cloudy with a 70% chance of showers at about 4 p.m. Had a few snow flurries and maybe some of that grapple or hail here and there, but nothing too ominous. The weather's supposed to be pretty decent, just kind of cold, and maybe a few, snow flurries coming through, maybe a few rain showers. We'll see what the weather provides for us as the Lumberjacks are in their huddle with their coaches. That's Brian Lounsbury and Drake Lounsbury. Coach Webb with the Postfalls JV over here down the first baseline. And the Lumberjacks have headed out to get things rolling on their little bit of an opening warm-up they do. So let's take a quick look at our outfield for the Lumberjacks. Jordan Hammonds will be pitching for St. Mary's. Behind home plate will be Amato Stewart. Over at first base, it'll be Russell Brousseau. Carter Blackwell at second base. Jackson Harold over at third. Peyton Lingo at shortstop for the Lumberjacks. Hunter Brown in left field. Caden Morris in center. Chris Brousseau in right field for the Lumberjacks. Quick look at the Central Idaho League standings right now, as we'll pull those up as I wrote some stuff down just quickly for a little bit of a pregame. Orofino currently on top of those 3A Central Idaho League standings. They have a 3-0 league record, 3-1 overall. Their wins, they beat Kellogg 14-0, and they beat Priest River twice, 16-1 and 17-0. They lost to Moscow 16-3. Priest River is 1-2 in league play, 1-2 overall. They beat St. Mary's 8-3, and they lost twice to Orofino. Grangeville is 0-3 overall. They lost to Marcine 12-4, and they lost to Coal Valley twice, 5-0 and 3-2. Kellogg with an 0-1 league record, 0-1 overall. They lost to Orofino 14-0. St. Mary's, of course, with an 0-1 league, 0-1 overall. They lost to Priest River 8-3. And I think we're just about ready for that first pitch, so we'll give you an update on the softball season. They've started off pretty good for the girls. Our first batter is going to be the number 3 of Jones for the Postfalls Trojans. He's the center fielder. Didn't mark down Davis what position he was playing. I'll figure that one out. So Jones, kind of a shorter statured kid. Of course, this is a JV squad. He could be a freshman. I'm not sure the grade that the kids are in. First pitch is going to be a fly ball out to right field. Got some Lumberjacks calling for it. It's going to get right over the head of Russell Brousseau, and the runner will be safe. So runner on first for the Trojans. That'll bring up the number 23 of Perkins. Perkins, the first baseman for Postfalls. Hammonds going to have the runner taken off, headed to second. Throws not going to be in time. And I think that was ball 1 to Perkins. So no outs, runner on second for the Trojans with 1 ball, no strikes to Perkins. On deck for the Trojans will be Singleton. Another base getting stolen. That's going to be a strike 1. So Jones is stolen all the way to third base for Postfalls. Perkins has a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hammonds, the pitch on the way. Little high in the zone on that one for ball 2. 2-1 count to Perkins. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a line drive, hard hit ball out of center field. Coming up on it is Caden Morris. He'll get it into the cutoff man, and the run will score for the Trojans. So one run across, no outs. Runner on first now for Postfalls. Brings up Singleton. We have the pickoff attempt from Hammonds to Brosseau. Not in time to first base. Perkins takes his lead off once again. Inside on that next pitch for ball one. Next pitch will be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Singleton. Once again, top of the first inning, 1 run across for the Trojans. 1 ball, 1 strike to Singleton. No outs, runner on first. Hammonds, pitch on the way. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Missed just outside. Runner gets over to second. Perkins, kind of a stolen base. Didn't really have to run too hard on that one. 2-1 pitch to Singleton. Outside. 3-1 count to Singleton. On deck for the Trojans will be Morast. In the hole, Davis. That pitch is going to be a ground ball. Third baseman going to scoop it up. Throw is not going to get there. It's going to be a little bit low. 1 hopper. Run will score on that error. And the runner advances to second base on that same error. So another run across in the top of the first for the Trojans. Scores 2-0. No outs. And a runner on second for Postfalls brings up number 35 of Morast. He's the pitcher for Postfalls to start this game. St. Mary's looking for their first out of the inning. Hammonds takes a look over to second base. Pitch on the way. Right down the middle, strike 1 called to Morast. Oh, 1 count. Hammond sets on the rubber, pitch on the way. Catches that outside corner for strike 2. 2-0 count to Morast. Next pitch on the way. Going to get a swing and a miss, and the first out will come from a strikeout for Hammonds. 1 out, 2 runs across, runner on second for the Trojans. Stepping up is Davis. He is number 31. He is a lefty. I didn't get his position on the field on my score sheet. First pitch hit out into center field. High fly ball. Caden Morris coming up on it. It's going to drop down in front of him. And it'll be a base hit. And Davis will get over to second on the throw. So Postfalls has runners at first, at second, and third. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Brings up Kubo. Kubo, the third baseman. First pitch is up high. On deck is Tremaine. In the hole is Shearer. That one's going to be missed low. 2 balls, no strikes now to Kubo. Next pitch to Kubo on the way. Swing and a foul tip. 2-1 count now to Kubo. 1 out, runners at second and third. 2 runs across here in the top of the first for the Postfalls JV Trojans. Hammonds checking the bags. Next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kubo. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to get behind. That'll be a ball. Runner will score on the wild pitch. Second base, Davis heads over to third. 1 run across and a full count now to Kubo. Davis over at third. The score 3-0 in favor of the Trojans. That will be fouled down the first baseline. The 3-2 pitch from Hammonds. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be 2 down. Trojans have 1 at third waiting to come home. 3 runs across here in the top of the first. 2 outs. Tremaine, the shortstop for the Trojans, steps to the plate. First pitch going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Throw that ball. Davis got a little bit off the bag over there at third, so Hammond said, I'm going to throw it over there and chase it back to the bag. Next pitch to Tremaine is down low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hammonds checks third. Pitch on the way. A little bit low. 2-1 count now to Tremaine. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fouled off. Evens the count back up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That ball might have almost ended up in the pool. 2-2 pitch on the way. Just outside. That looked pretty good. Must have just missed the plate. Full count, 3-2 to Tremaine. On deck is Shearer. In the hole is Fitzpatrick if Tremaine gets on base. Next pitch on the way. That'll be low and inside for ball 4. Runners at the corners for the Trojans now. Trojans coach giving his base runners some signals over there from third base. Shearer, the left fielder, waiting for his first pitch on the way. A little bit low, ball 1. Stolen base there by Tremaine. 1-0 count to Shearer. Hammonds looks at third, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Kind of a ball that tailed off there at the end. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch on the way. I'm going to call that a called strike. 1-2 count. That pitch is going to miss inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shearer. On deck, the bottom of the order, Fitzpatrick. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be fair down the first base line, and Russell Brousseau will scoop it up and step on the bag for the final out. And the Trojans come up with 3 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and 2 left on base. Into the bottom of the first, it's the Postfalls JV Trojans 3-0 over the Lumberjacks. We'll be back.
Show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1 FCU. With our exclusive high school and college design, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1 FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1 FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game of performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Here we are back, and I'm trying to catch the number on the catcher's jersey. I already seen that number. First baseman is the number 31 of Davis. Pitching for the Trojans is Morris, the number 35. Batting first for Lumberjacks is Morris. First pitch down low, ball 1. The jersey number of the catcher looks like it's a 13, but I can't tell with his catcher's gear on. Next pitch, just about above the knees for strike 1 called. 1 ball, 1 strike to Morris. Next pitch, going to take a swing down. I think he got a piece of it. Still a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Morris. On deck for Lumberjacks will be Hunter Brown. In the hole, Peyton Lingo. 1-2 count to Morris. 1-2 pitch on the way. Line drive. Going to be a nice snag by Tremaine at short. The throw to first in time to Davis, and that'll record the first out for the Lumberjacks. Pretty nice poke there by Morris. Just couldn't get that past Tremaine as he stuck that glove out there and caught that ball on the first bounce. 1 down brings up Hunter Brown for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Hunter, going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Hunter, I believe, Hunter, a freshman this year. JV quarterback, basketball player. Next one is going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Hunter. Quickly down 0-2 in the count to Morass. On deck for St. Mary's is Lingo. In the hole should be Landon Holmes, designated hitter today. Next pitch on the way. Strike 3, going to ring him up looking on that one. So 2 down, nobody on. That'll bring up Peyton Lingo. On deck is Holmes. In the hole is Stewart. First pitch, going to be a ground ball chopped down to the shortstop again. Tremaine gets that scoop, throw to first in time, and that'll be 3 up and 3 down for the Lumberjacks. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for St. Mary's, and score is 3-0 in favor of Postfalls into the top of the second inning. And it'll be Fitzpatrick, the bottom of the order, then Jones and Perkins up next for the Trojans. Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump. And we are back. I want to make mention of another sponsor that came on right at the end of basketball season. I haven't had a chance to get all my stuff ready for baseball just yet, but PotlatchDeltic Corporation, proud to sponsor today's broadcast of Lumberjack Baseball. They sponsor a lot of stuff and do a lot of stuff in our community. So thank you to PotlatchDeltic and their support of just about everything that they support. They do a lot. First batter will be Fitzpatrick for the Trojans. Then it'll be back to the top of the order. Hammond's first pitch. Fouled back. Oh, 1 count to Fitzpatrick after the fouled off pitch. That was going to miss low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 pitch. Hard hit ball into center field. Caden Morris comes up underneath it and makes the catch for the first out. Top of the order for the Trojans, the number 3 of Jones, reached on the air at first base in his first out, in his first at bat, I should say. First pitch, a little off speed, going to be a little bit too low though for ball 1. A little bit high maybe, and a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Jones. Hammonds comes set on the mound. The pitch on the way. That one's right across the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jones. Next pitch. Inside, ball 3. 3-1 count to Jones. Perkins on deck. Singleton in the hole for the Trojans. 1 out. Nobody on here in the top of the second. Trojans lead it 3-0. Next pitch is going to be fouled off. That'll run the count full. 3-2 now to Jones. A little bit of a curve it looked like on that pitch. A 3-2 pitch on the way. Line drive out into left field. A 1 hopper. And no harm, no foul on the bobble there as it's a single for Jones. A nice hit. So 1 out, runner on first, brings Perkins up. Perkins singled to center field. He's going to lay down a bunt, a little sack bunt there. Throw to first is in time. That runner's going to get all around to third on that. So 2 down for the Trojans with a runner at third base now. Brings up the number 4, Singleton. Singleton reached on an error. First pitch outside for ball 1. That next pitch is hit hard out into center field. Caden Morris charging up on it, makes the diving catch for the third out. Nice job by Caden Morris charging in on that one. That retires the sides. There was no runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base for the Trojans. Into the bottom of the second inning, it's the Postfalls Trojans up 3-0 over the Lumberjacks. We'll be back. It'll be Landon Holmes, Amato Stewart, Jordan Hammonds, the next three up for the Lumberjacks.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. And speaking of Farm Bureau insurance and Janelle Holmes, Landon Holmes stepping to the plate for the Lumberjacks. Landon DHing at the moment. They've only had one game, but this is his first game action. I don't know if he's had a lot of practices just yet, but he's got to have enough practices, obviously, to play. So Landon steps to the plate, senior for the Lumberjacks. Hoping for a big year for him. First pitch is in the dirt for ball one. On deck will be Stewart and then Jordan Hammonds. Amato Stewart, Jordan Hammonds. The next two up. Next pitch on the way. Low outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Holmes. 2-0 pitch on the way. He's going to call that one a called strike. 2-1 count to Holmes now. 2-1 pitch on the way. Inside and maybe low for Morass. 3-1 count now to Holmes. That next pitch is going to be fouled off. Nice pitch to swing at. Runs the count full, though. 3-2. That pitch looked like a pretty good pitch. Kind of tailed off at the end there, and Landon, I think, kind of tried to check up on it. Came off the tip of the bat. Full count to Holmes now. Next pitch on the way. Oh, I think Landon thought that was a ball forward, low and inside. He's going to get called strike looking on that one. Brings up Amato Stewart. On deck, Jordan Hammonds. First pitch to Stewart on the way. Down low for ball one. Hammonds on deck. Harold in the hole for the Lumberjacks. Nobody on, 1 out. Next pitch on the way. Nice pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning. 3-0. Postfalls JV leads. Next pitch on the way. Going to get a little blooper to the shortstop, and Tremaine has been on point with everything hit his way so far. So it'll bring up Hammonds with 2 outs, nobody on. See if I can go over the defense real quick for the Trojans. Morass pitching, Perkins behind home plate, Davis at first, Singleton at second, Kubo at third. That first pitch is a ball. Tremaine at short, Shearer in left, Jones in center, Fitzpatrick in right. Down low, ball 2 to Hammonds. 2-0 pitch to Hammonds. That looks good, and it's going to be a called strike one. 2-1 count to Hammonds. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. That was a pretty good-looking pitch there. Trying to protect 2-2 on that count now. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will retire the sides. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks. Into the top of the third inning, the Lumberjacks still trail the Postfalls JV Trojans 3-0. And the next 3 up for Postfalls, Morast, Davis, and Kubo. And Jordan Hammonds continues on the mound.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Top of the third, St. Mary's trails the Postfalls Trojans JV 3-0. Upcoming schedule for the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjack golf team will be at Bryden Canyon Golf Course on the 19th, on Wednesday. Track will be at Valley Christian School in Spokane on Wednesday. Thursday, baseball will be on the road to Liberty High School for a single header. Then on Friday, track will be at the Sweeney track for the Sweeney Invitational. Morast up, he's 0 for 1, struck out swinging in his first at bat. That pitch is going to be wide for ball 1. Then on Friday, the softball girls are on the road to Kellogg for a single header at 3 o'clock. Saturday will be Distinguished Young Women. Next pitch comes across low, I believe, ball 2. Saturday, baseball double header for the boys. They will be at Bonners Ferry. They'll actually, they're going to be playing Bonners Ferry at Airport Park in Lewiston for a doubleheader. Low, ball 3. 3-0 count to Morast. 3-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And that's going to drop in safely behind first baseman and away from the second baseman and the right fielder. Not really going to call that an error, I don't think, but might be able to be called an error. Runner on first for the Trojans brings up Kubo. Kubo hit a single to center field in his first at bat. Going to square up to bunt, foul that back for strike 1. Does Davis. Davis had a single in his first at bat. On deck will be Kubo and Tremaine in the hole. Davis, the lefty. Ball 1. Next pitch, a ground ball. Hard hit, gets under the glove of Blackwell. Runners will be safe. Good. That was a pretty good throw from the right fielder, I think it was. No outs, runners at second and third. Kubo, first pitch down low for ball one. No outs, runners at second and third. Next pitch from Hammonds, that's hit out into right field. That'll bring a run across. Nice throw again by Chris Brousseau to get that all the way in. One run, though, on that single. So one run across with no outs. Runners at second and third for the Trojans. That'll be the first pitch to Tremaine, called strike one. He walked his first at bat. Trojans now lead 4-0 with one run across here in the top of the third. A little too far inside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tremaine. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to be left up high. 2-1 count now to Tremaine. Two-one count, pitch on the way, low outside. 3-1 count now to Tremaine. Three-one pitch on the way. Low and inside, load the bases with no outs. Brings up Shearer. Shearer grounded out the first baseman in his first at bat. On deck will be Fitzpatrick, and we'll be back to the top of the order. Jones in the hole for Postfalls. No outs, bases loaded. Shearer grounded out the first baseman. I think I already mentioned that in his first at bat. First pitch going to come in a little low for ball one. Next pitch is low and inside. Once again, 2 balls, no strikes to Shearer. Hammond's at 60 pitches here through almost three innings. That next one is going to be tagged hard into deep center. Caden Morris will go back. He'll make the catch. The Trojans going to tag up and see if they can't get a run across. And they will get 1 run in there, and they'll get an out at second. A nice fly out. He scored. Second went to third on a throw. First was tagged out. And that next at bat for Fitzpatrick was hit into play and brought home a run for the Trojans. So puts Fitzpatrick at first, back to the top of the order. I was trying to get all the stuff that happened in that last play. St. Mary's got 2 outs in that one play, kind of a double play. That's going to be a low pitch for ball one to Jones. And Fitzpatrick over to second base. 1-0 count to Jones. Jones reached on an error and hit a single in his first 2 at-bats. On deck will be Perkins. Fitzpatrick headed off to third base. That ball's going to be fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fitzpatrick has to head back to second. 1-1 count to Jones. Once again, top of the third. 3 runs across here in the top of the third for Postfalls. They lead 6-0 over the Lumberjacks. Going to try the throw over to second. Not going to get there in time. Hammond, the pitch on the way. Ground ball out to the third baseman, making a diving attempt. If that is Harold, it's going to get under his glove out to left field. And a run will score from second for Fitzpatrick. A runner at first for the Trojans with 2 outs. 4 runs across for Postfalls here in the top of the third. Perkins had a single and has reached on a single and a sacrifice bunt in his second at bat. First pitch to Perkins, going to be a ground ball chopped down to the third baseman. Jackson Harold with the throw to first, going to be scooped up by Russell Brousseau, and St. Mary's will get that third out to retire the sides on the 5-3 putout. 4 runs, though, for the Trojans on 5 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base after 2.5 completed innings. The Trojans lead the Lumberjacks 7-0. The bottom of the third, you'll see Jackson Harold, Chris Brousseau, and Carter Blackwell, the bottom 3 batters for the Lumberjacks when we come back.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back. It'll be number 14 of Jackson Harold leading off. Batting in the number 7 slot. He's the third baseman. First pitch, he's going to foul back. Strike 1 to Harold. On deck will be Chris Brousseau, in the hole Carter Blackwell. A 1 pitch on the way. Nice looking pitch. Strike 2 called. 0-2 count to Harold. Oh, 2 count. That one's fouled off down that first baseline. Count remains 0-2 to Harold. Oh, 2 count. Pitch on the way for Morast. That one's a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Harold. 1-2 on the way. Up high once again, 2-2 count to Harold. Morast been doing a pretty good bit of pitching. He's only got 27 pitches right now into the third. Next pitch. Leaves that one low. 3-2 count to Harold. Full count to Harold. 3 balls, 2 strikes. St. Mary's is yet to find first base. No hits yet for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch. Oh, going to be a called strike 3. That was right down the pike. Going to catch Harold looking. He was ready to run down to first, but that looked like a pretty good pitch. 1 out, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Brings up the right fielder, Chris Brousseau. On deck, the second baseman, Carter Blackwell. Then back to the top of the order to Morris. Brousseau waiting for that first pitch. Going to foul that one off for strike 1. 0-1 count to Brousseau. Ground ball. Gonna get out and into play. Can he beat the throw? I don't know. Yes, he just gets there. Lumberjacks have their first hit from Chris Brousseau. Batting that number 8 slot. St. Mary's has a runner on with 1 out. Brings up Carter Blackwell. First pitch for Blackwell of the day. Morass surveys. Pitch on the way. Low and outside for ball 1. One 0 count on the way. Ooh, took a swing on a kind of a little bit maybe of a breaking ball. That one broke outside at the last minute. Swung at that. One ball, 1 strike. That one cuts inside. That was a strike. 1-2 count to Blackwell. 1-2 pitch on the way. And swing and miss. Strike 3. 2 down. Runner on first for the Lumberjacks. Brings up the top of the lineup. Caden Morris to the plate. Center fielder. Grounded out his first at bat. He had a pretty nice poke on that ball in his first at bat. Just Tremaine able to stretch out and get that ball in the glove. First pitch down the middle for strike 1 called to Morris. 0-1 count to Morris. Next pitch for Morass on the way. Ground ball to the third baseman. He's going to boot it. And they're going to not get the throw to first in time. He just mishandled that just a little bit. And we now have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Brings up Hunter Brown. Struck out looking in his first at bat. First pitch to Brown. Fouled off. 0-1 count. I thought that was fouled over to the pool, but it actually hit the fence here at Marzulli Field. I didn't realize they put up a big sign for Marzulli Field. That's cool. They have the Marzulli Field smaller sign they put up a few years back. Next pitch, swing and miss. Strike 1 or 2. 0-2 count to Brown. On deck for St. Mary's is Lingo. If Hunter can get on base, but he's down in the count, 0-2. Ooh, and there's a nice pitch. Looks like a fastball. Going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the third out. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Into the top of the 4th inning, the Postfalls Trojan JV lead the Lumberjacks 7-0. And it'll be Singleton, Morass, and Davis, the next 3 up for the Trojans.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Working a turn for that friendly hand of support, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back, and Lumberjacks have made a few changes defensively. Going to the pitching mound is Peyton Lingo. Jordan Hammonds goes over to first base. Russell Brousseau goes from first to third, and Jackson Harold goes from third to shortstop. And I think the coach for Postfalls making some sort of change maybe in his batting order. And we'll figure that out as we get through this lineup. First game today is a varsity game. Second game today will be JV. We are not going to be covering the JV game, so if you want to watch that, come on down and cheer on the Lumberjacks. First pitch from Lingo, just a little bit outside for ball one. St. Mary's trails 7-0, top of the fourth to the Trojans. Oh, that one must have missed just a little low. 2 balls, no strikes to Singleton. Next pitch from Lingo, that one's going to be outside. 3-0 count to Singleton. On deck, it should be Morass, in the hole, Davis. I'm right, I think Lingo's a sophomore. Next pitch is going to be a called strike one. 3-1 count to Singleton. See if Lingo can battle back here. Looks in, gets his signals from Stewart. Sets up. 3-1 pitch on the way. Too far inside. Ball 4 puts Singleton down to first base. Morass steps to plate. Struck out swinging in his first at bat. Singled in his second at bat. On deck is Davis. Cubo in the hole. Singleton gets a nice lead over there off of first base. The pitch on the way. A little low. 1 ball, no strikes to Morass. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled back for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Morass. One count. Lingo checks first. The pitch on the way. Runner takes off. Fouled down the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Singleton will have to head back over to first on the foul ball. A bunch more Postfalls players. So our JV team must be playing the freshman squad. 1-2 count to Morass. That pitch is going to be up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lingo checks first. Singleton takes a lead. That one's going to be fouled off on the next pitch. Count remains 2-2 to Morass as he battles with Lingo. Two pitch on the way. Runner takes off. Going to try the throw down to second. I don't think it's going to be there in time. Runs the count full 3-2 to Morass. Runner at second. No outs for the Trojans. Lingo checks second base. Comes set. Looks again. Runner takes his lead. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Lingo's going to get him. Nice battle between that pitcher, between Lingo and Morass, and Lingo won the battle. We'll bring up Davis, who has a single and a double. He's 2 for 2, the lefty. First pitch going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. 0-1 count to Davis. On deck will be Kubo, I believe, unless after they've made the change, which it looks like they have. So the 0-1 count to Davis. Lingo checks second base. Singleton takes his lead. He's going to head off to third. They're going to make the throw to third. Oh, decent throw. That ball was popped up. Pitch was outside for ball one. I think they knew he was going to stay. I think that was kind of intentionally thrown wide to set Amato Stewart up for a better throw down to third. Came up a little bit short. If he would have gotten that right to the glove, not one hopped it, it might have been an out. Next one is going to be swung on and fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Davis. Trojans in the top of the fourth, 1 out. Runner on third, no runs across here in the top of the fourth. They do lead 7-0. Next pitch, going to swing on an inside pitch, scooped it up his Hammonds. He's going to run to the bag, try to get that throw home in time. It's not going to be there in time, and the run will come across. So 1 run across in the top of the fourth makes the score 8-0 in favor of the Trojans. 2 outs. Not Cubo, that's a new batter. Number 22, Branich, to the plate. First time at the plate in the game. Low outside on that first pitch. Ball 1 to Branich. On deck is Tremaine. That pitch low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lingo with 18 pitches so far. Down low. 3-0 count to Branich. Bases are empty. 1 run across, 2 outs for the Trojans. 3-0 pitch on the way. Fastball down the middle, called strike. Is Branich looking for that one? Just taking that first strike because he is well ahead in the count, 3-1. Next pitch from Lingo. Foul ball. Chopped down the third baseline. Runs the count full, 3-2. Now the battle begins. Lingo worked back and struck out Morast. He might be able to do that here. 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. Again, fouled off down that third baseline. Count remains 3-2 to Branich. Next pitch from Lingo. High and outside. Branich is going to win that battle. He'll head down to first on the walk. With 2 outs and a runner on first, now it brings Tremaine up. 1 run across here in the top of the fourth gives the Spartans an 8-0 lead over St. Mary's. Tremaine has 2 walks in 2 plate appearances. Shearer on deck for the Trojans. First pitch down the middle. Nice, look like a fastball. Going to be a line, not a line drive, a ground ball up the middle. Runners will be safe. So with 2 outs, runners at first and second now brings up Shearer. Shearer ground out and a fly out. He's 0 for 2. On deck, the number 34, Fitzpatrick. Lingo checks second. Pitch on the way. Outside corner, nice looking pitch from Lingo. Strike 1. A 1 pitch on the way. That's going to be hit out into left field. Hunter Brown makes the catch for the 3rd out. So that will retire the sides. There was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for the Trojans. Into the bottom of the 4th inning, St. Mary's trails 8-0. 2 Postfalls. It'll be Peyton Lingo, Landon Holmes, and Amato Stewart up to bat when we return.
For all of your area high school sports
schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School. Pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks!
And we are back. Branich, who just had his first at bat, goes to third base in place of Kubo. Peyton Lingo, who has a ground out in his first at bat, fouls the first pitch back for strike one. We've got Lingo, Holmes, and Stewart, the next three batters for St. Mary's. Next pitch for Lingo, catches that outside corner for strike two, called 1-0-2 count. 0-2 count to Lingo. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Line drive up the middle. That is going to be a base hit for Lingo. Nice hit. So runner on first for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Landon Holmes with no outs. Landon thought he was on a walk in his first at bat. Ended up getting a called strike. On deck will be Stewart. First pitch to Holmes. Low and inside, ball one. Coach Lounsbury giving some signals to Lingo from third base. Lingo takes a little bit of a lead, not a big one, about 2 steps. Next pitch on the way. Low, maybe a tad outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Landon Holmes. Morass looks into his pitcher, Perkins. Next pitch on the way, going to be a swing and a miss, or actually a foul ball. 2-1 count now to Holmes. Thought he had his pitch right there. Took a big swing. Two-one count to Holmes. Runner on first for the Lumberjacks. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. St. Mary's trails 8-0. Going to get another foul ball. 2-2 count to Holmes. Cleaning out the cleats as he steps out of the batter's box, steps back in, ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holmes. Has to protect now. Pitch on the way. Checks up, going to be ball low. 3-2 count, full count to Holmes. Three-two pitch on the way. I'm going to ring him up on the outside corner. I think Landon thought that was outside and low. One down. Runner on first for the Jacks brings up Stewart. Amato grounded out in his first at bat. Only 49 pitches for Morass so far. First pitch called strike one. 50 pitches, not much more than just over 10 pitches per inning for Morass. It's pretty effective. 0-1 count on the way. Ground ball right to the first baseman, though. They're going to try for the double. They can't get it. It'll be a ground out to first for Amato. Well, I don't know why Landon was on. So 2 down, under a second for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Jordan Hammonds. On deck is Harold. In the hole is Brousseau. Morass with the pitch right down the middle. Big swing by Hammonds. Just under it. Strike 1. Hammonds struck out swinging his first at bat. Morass checks second. Lingo gets a lead. The pitch on the way. That looks good, and it is. It's going to be a called strike 2. Been consistent with that call. St. Mary's, I think, has thought that has been low in the zone, but it's been a strike every time. 0-2 count to Hammonds. Next pitch, a big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Lumberjacks have no runs on that inning. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Top of the 5th, it's the Trojans 8, the Lumberjacks 0. And for the Trojans, they're in the bottom of the order. It'll be Fitzpatrick, Jones, and Perkins when we return.
If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. And Peyton Lingo, of course, continues on the mound. He has 26 pitches in that last inning. That was his first inning, I think, of record there. St. Mary's trails 8-0 to the. It looks like we've had some changes maybe by the Lumberjacks in defense, so I need to check that out. Hunter Brown is no longer out in left field. That is going to be John Keneally. I think Rezer Pugh is in it short. And trying to see who that center fielder is for St. Mary's. I don't think it's. Let me just steal. Not Cody Mitchell. He's not in there. I think that's the only changes I need to make, unless our second baseman has changed. That's a different number 3 over there. Hunter Brown. 15 is Blackwell. Not sure who is over at second base for Lumberjacks. It might still be Carter, but I'm not sure. Numbers are all kinda ubered up. Fitzpatrick to lead off for the Trojans here in the top of the 5th. Down low, ball 1. He has a fly out and a single in his first 2 at-bats. If the Trojans can record 2 runs in this inning and St. Mary's can't answer back in the bottom of the 5th, the game will be over. Next pitch, a miss outside, ball 2. Two-0 count to Fitzpatrick. Lingo gets his signals from Stewart. Pitch on the way in the dirt outside, ball 3. pretty young Lumberjack squad. Next pitch. That'll be ball 4. Runner on a walk there. This is where we hope that we can get a coach for Legion baseball and that we can get a good chunk of these younger kids to play some Legion ball this year. Jones reached on an error and has 2 singles in his first 2 at-bats. First pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Fitzpatrick steals over to second. On deck is Perkins. In the hole is Singleton. Lingo checks the bags. Fitzpatrick takes a big lead, and Lingo's going to step off the rubber. Chases Fitzpatrick back to the bag. Now resets. Looks into Stewart. Checks the bag again. Looks. The pitch is going to be on the way. A little bit outside, a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes to Jones. 2-0 count to Jones. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a poke out into, well, shortstop. I think Rezer Pugh lost where that was at in the air. I think there was an error there. I didn't record that correctly, but there was an on the throw back into from the shortstop into got over the head of Lingo. They ended up getting the first the base runner on first into a little bit of a rundown, but then they tried to throw over to third, and everybody ends up safe. First pitch to Simmons, who has a single, a sacrifice bunt, and a ground out. I think was a strike. I'll wait till I see indication from the umpire. Runners at second and third, no outs. That pitch is going to be high. I know we've got at least one ball. Next pitch to Perkins on the way. Ground ball over to the shortstop. Pugh with the throw to first in time. Ground out. 6-3. Runner will advance on the throw. Jones gets over to third on the throw. So 1 out, runner at third for the Trojans. Brings up Singleton. Singleton reached on the air, had a fly out and a walk. Nope, actually I think we have a different batter. Let's get a swing at that. That's the number 27 of Tribus. I think that was just a straight strike. I don't think he got a piece of it. 0-1 count to Tribus. It's his first time at bat. Next pitch, ground ball down to the first baseman. Hammonds will step on the bag. Can't get the throw in time to first, or to home. So another run comes across. So they've got the two runs they need. It's 10-0 in favor of the Trojans. Nobody on, brings up, I believe, nope, it is not Morath. It is number 12, Wriggler. His first at bat. Another lefty. First pitch is low for ball 1. One-0 count to Wriggler. Lingo looks in, gets his signals from Stewart. Next pitch, going to take a swing on that pitch. It kind of tailed off and might have been a ball, but he's going to get a piece of it. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count to Wriggler. Pitch on the way. Low and inside. 2-1 count to Stewart. Or not to Stewart, to Wriggler. Next pitch. That one's going to be up high. That one got away from him a bit. 3-1 count now to Wriggler. Nobody on, 2 outs for the Trojans. They've got 2 runs across here in the top of the 5th. That pitch is going to be fouled off for strike 2. Runs the count full 3-2. Full count. Another ball fouled off. Needs to quit fouling those balls over that way. My car's parked over there. Full count to Stewart. Or not, I keep saying to Stewart. Down low on that pitch to Wriggler, ball 4. Brings up the 31 to Davis. Single, a double, and a ground out for him. Runner on first with 2 outs. Postfalls leads at 10-0. Game 1, doubleheader. Second game is a JV game. Must be JV against freshman team. Pitch on the way. Foul ball. Just gets out of play for strike 1. I think next game I'll park mine up at the up on the street. 0-1 count to Davis. That pitch is inside, and he's going to get the hit into center field. I was in trouble picking that ball up. Runners at the corners now after Wriggler makes over to third on the throw. Davis at first for the Trojans. Brings up Branich to the plate. Batting in that number 6 slot. He walked his first at bat. First pitch going to be a foul ball. I couldn't tell from my angle. Couldn't tell if that ball went foul or not, but it did. 0-1 count to Branich. Runners remain at the corners. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Leaves that one up high. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Branich. Next pitch. Hit down center field. Going to drop for a base hit, and a run comes across. So still with 2 outs. Runners at first and second now for the Trojans. Brings up Tremaine. Batting that number 7 slot. 2 walks and a single for Tremaine. First pitch, going to catch the outside corner for a strike 1 called. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Thrown outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tremaine. Lingo takes a look. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. For strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Tremaine. 1-2 pitch on the way. Down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two count on the way. Outside, runs the count full. 3-2 to Tremaine. Peyton Lingos in at 54 pitches, 27 balls, 27 strikes. Next pitch is hit into center field. Caden Morris makes the call. I don't actually know if that's Caden Morris. I need to see a number. Well, it says it is, so fly out to center field. So that's 3 runs, though, on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base for the Trojans. They have an 11-0 lead over St. Mary's in the top, or going into the bottom of the 5th. St. Mary's needs 3 runs to continue the game, and it will be the bottom of the lineup, Harold, Brousseau, and Blackwell when we return.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some 4-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feed in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage.
Yeah, we are back. Rezer Pugh will lead off for the Lumberjacks in that number 7 slot. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Snowing now. Nice little snow flurry blowing in on us. Davis has gone to pitch for the Trojans. Up high, ball 2. Oops. So 2-0 count to Pugh. Next pitch outside for ball 3. 3-0 count to Rezer. That's going to be fouled back, strike 1. That pitch was too good not to take a swing at. Got a piece of it. Chris Brousseau on deck for the Lumberjacks. 3-1 count to Pugh. Next pitch, ball 4. Runner on for the Lumberjacks. Over to first base is Pugh. Brousseau to the plate. Brousseau singled in his first at bat. Had a nice little poke out in the right field. Davis, a lefty. Taking a little bit of time to deliver that one. It's going to come across a little low for ball 1 to Brousseau. Davis again, surveying first base, now set, the pitch on the way. Catches that outside corner for called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brousseau. One count to Brousseau. Davis. Slow and calculated on his delivery. Pugh has a little bit of a lead up first. Pitch on the way. Swing to miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brousseau. Again, Davis surveying first base. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out for the Lumberjacks with Pugh on first. And we've got Caden McMarion up to the plate for the Lumberjacks. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. On deck is Caden Morris for the Lumberjacks. In the hole, Hunter Brown. 1 out runner on first for St. Mary's. Davis looking at first base. Down low, ball 2. A little bit harder to steal against the lefty because he's staring straight at you over there at the first base bag. 2-0 count to McMarion. My guess is he's a freshman. Two-0 pitch. Down low. The ball got past Perkins for a second. Not enough for Rezer to do anything with it over at first base, though. 3-0 count to McMarion. Top of the order coming up for St. Mary's. Next pitch down low, ball 4. That'll put McMarion at first. Rezer Pugh at second brings Caden Morris to the plate, top of the order. Singled his last at bat. On deck is Keneally for the Lumberjacks. Texas John, as they called him in football. Outside on that first pitch to Morris. Had a good level up and down. Just missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Davis checking over to second base. Looks back into his catcher. Pitch on the way. High outside. Ooh. No. He called that a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That looked almost identical to the previous pitch that was called a ball. One count to Morris. Oh, we're going to take a swing at that one, foul it off. 1-2 count to Morris. That was, again, after that last pitch being called a strike on him, didn't want to hold up on it and not get a called strike on it again. 1-2 count to Morris. Called strike 3 on an outside corner. Consistent on that, but of course I thought the first one he called a ball out there. 2 outs, runners at second and third for first and second for Lumberjacks. Brings up Texas John Keneally. First pitch misses low for ball 1. No, they need 2 runs to continue, not 3. You're going to get down to 9-point deficit. So 1-0 count to Keneally. Called strike, outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike to Keneally. Next pitch on the way. That one's way outside. 2-1 count to Keneally. On deck is Lingo if Keneally can get on base. In the hole is Holmes. 2-1 count to Keneally. Oh, nice pitch. Called strike two. That must have been a bit of a curveball. Curved back over the edge of the plate. 2-2 count to Keneally. Next pitch. I think they said low. Ball 3. 3-2 count. Full count to Keneally. Can he get himself on base? We'll see. Next pitch. Davis says no to the first signal from Perkins. Says yes to the next one. Looks over to second base. Checks first. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will end this game. See if I can find that spot where you do that on here. We'll take a quick break.
Spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back. Lumberjacks followed the Postfalls JV 11-0 in this first game of the day. The JV Lumberjacks will be playing, I believe, Postfalls freshmen next. And the final score, 11-0 in favor of Postfalls. The Postfalls Trojans, 11 runs on 11 hits. There was no Trojan errors and 11 left on base. St. Mary's had 3 hits, no runs, 3 errors, and 5 left. I think there might have been actually 4 errors. 5 left on base for the Lumberjacks. Again, young team here tonight. And I would say the player of our game, if I'm going to talk about a player of the game, which I might as well, would be Caden Morris in center field. That was him out there. I think it was. Made a couple of nice catches, but we'll figure that all out later. But that's going to do it for us here from the first game of the season broadcast for Lumberjack baseball. And I don't have an intro, don't have an outro right now. I was not quite ready necessarily for baseball action today, but we're going to go ahead and send it back to the studio.